Hey guys, I'm Deepthi Desikan and this video is all about new, popular, affordable makeup. Most of them are just recently launched but have gained a lot of attention. So I picked up the Fae Beauty Skin Tint, the K Beauty Concealer, the Simply Nam Color Corrector, these mask eyeshadow pots and all of that. Also on popular request, I did pick up the Tipsy Beauty bronzer and lip tint as well. So let's get started. So for primer, I don't really have any new primer to talk to you guys about. I'm just going to be using my e.l.f. Power Grip primer because all of the other products I'm going to be trying out are pretty new. So this, I know how it works and it's my trusted primer. I know you guys might be bored of seeing me use this time and time again, but honestly, this is the only primer you would ever need if you're just starting off with your makeup. It just does everything for your skin. It makes your makeup long lasting. It adheres onto the makeup really well, makes your skin look really nice, fresh, healthy, glowy. Really nice product. Okay, by the way, on my lips, I have this Indie Wild Dewy Lip Treatment. This is in the shade Caffeine Addict. I don't really see a very like brown tint or anything like that, but I love the Indie Wild Dewy Lip Treatments. I find them to be one of the best lip balms I've ever tried out, even for someone like me with very dry, chapped lips. And I'm someone who does a lot of lip swatch videos. This one is super hydrating on my lips and I like it. See, like I've been wearing it for so long. It's been like an hour since I started. Most lip balms would just suck out the moisture from my lips, but this one doesn't do that. I absolutely love it. So if you wanted to check this one out, you can. It has a very nice coffee scent to it as well. So if you're a coffee lover like me, you can try it out. They also have other variants and I think they launched a newer one as well. So definitely do try them out. And then for face, I'm going to be using the Fae Beauty Face Card Super Serum Skin Tint. I think this was launched in 30 or 40 shades, which is a big deal in the Indian market because nobody launches skin tints with that many shade options. And you might be like, okay, that many shades, meaning how will I find out my shade exactly? So they're selling these sample face cards of different shades you can try out and then pick the one that matches your skin the best and then try it out. I didn't do that. I just picked up a full size of it so confidently. I bought this one in the shade 42N Neutral. So this packaging is very similar to the Kylie Cosmetics skin tint, which I also own, but I haven't tried it out yet. Maybe in another video. So this, okay, the product has already started to spill out a little bit. And this is what the consistency of this looks like. It's a little bit thick and creamy. Okay, the shade looks good. Blending it out with this mask brush. It's exactly how a skin tint should be. It's not extremely like high in terms of coverage, not very low like a tinted moisturizer. I feel like it's like right in between, so it adds a subtle tint to your skin. I mean, it is a skin tint, so it has more of a dewy finish. I feel like it's a little bit more on the dewier side, like not that natural healthy glow your skin would have. It looks a little bit more dewy, so I'm not sure how people with oily skin would like this, but I'm someone who really loves glowy, dewy products on my skin, so I don't mind that. I'm just going to be taking one more drop of this just so that I can build on it. I think you need to shake this up really well because I feel like the pigment, I can just see it separate a little bit. So just make sure to shake it up before you use it. If you want to know what I mean, it's like, see, when I'm applying it, it's like I'm taking it with my finger and just applying it there, but you can see that it's splitting a little bit. You know what? I absolutely love the finish. This is what I look for in my skin tints. I like that glowy, radiant kind of a base, but it might be a little bit too extra for you if you have oily skin or live in very humid climates, and especially during the summer months. I'm not sure, but maybe you can set it, of course. But yeah, this is how it looks and I absolutely love it. Of course, by the end of the video, I will let you guys know the wear time of this. With Fae Beauty so far, most of the products have been like a hit or miss for me. I've only really liked their kajal, their liquid blush the most, but rest of the other products have been like 50-50 for me. Their liquid lipstick, some of the shades have been really nice for me, some haven't, and also their lipsticks have not been my favorite, but this launch I think is nice. Okay, so far so good. Color corrector that I have, this one is from Simply Nam. Oh my god, this was heavily marketed and a lot of people were like, this is the best color corrector ever. So I got this one. This is the Simply Nam Hydra Fit color corrector. I got this one in the shade Peach. I'm just going to be using this color corrector on one side because the concealer I'm also trying out is new, so I don't want the color corrector to alter that. This one was for 599 rupees and you get 2 ml of product. Just 2 ml. It's okay. It has masked up the darkness pretty well. Just towards the inner corner, I feel like I need a little bit more. Straight up what I can see is that it is clinging on to certain parts of my under eye area differently, like towards this inner corner where I don't really even have visible dryness. Next up, I'm going to be using the K-Beauty Soft Matte Full Coverage Concealer. I got this one in the shade 140Y. This is what the packaging of it looks like. I think it also comes with an applicator here, which we're not sure we're going to be using. It looks nice and soft and squishy. Maybe I should have gone up to a shade darker, but the shade match actually doesn't look that bad. This time I'll use the sponge on this side to blend it. I think it is done to mimic your finger, the sponge, but it just doesn't work for me. I'm a brush girl. This is the side without the color corrector and this is the side with the color corrector. Oh my god. Okay, so I don't feel like the color corrector did much of a difference except for drying out my concealer all the more. Like this side I feel like it looks exactly as the name suggests, soft matte, but this side, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? Especially here, like this part, I can just see my concealer separate and act up. And then now for blush. I picked up this because a lot of you guys wanted me to try out. Honestly, I'm just not willing to buy more products, especially because brands are just launching blushes and shades of blushes that can be used as bronzer but not exactly a bronzer. But this is a blended bronzer. This is in the shade this is the Tipsy Beauty product, okay, by the way, and this is in the shade Malted Mahogany. They had a couple of different shades, but I thought this would work out the best for my skin tone. I'm not sure if I got a 41. I'm trying to twist this, okay, and it's coming all the way out where it's coming out from the component, and it was not even cheap, you guys. It's so disappointing, especially when you watch the founder's reels. She mentions a lot about packaging, cheap components, and how other brands are not as good as Tipsy Beauty. I just expect a little bit better. Or am I doing something wrong? Okay, now it's retracting. It is in fact a beautiful bronzer shade. It is true to its name. It works out really well for my skin tone, this shade particularly. And the formula is also really nice and blendable. It's not a very matte, rigid formula. It has a subtle dewy finish. But you know what? This is not pigmented enough. So you might end up like building on it a little too much. Where is this manufactured? La Mer, Gujarat. It looks a bit patchy and uneven. Like it looks like I've been punched in my face. So not a very buildable formula maybe, and also not very pigmented. So now for my eyes, I'm going to be using this Mars Starlit Pot. And I think the shade I'm going to be using is 01, like a crumbly texture like this. So just hoping there's not intense amount of fallout. Looks nice, okay. It has like really good color payoff and the shimmer looks nice, but it does look a little bit flaky. Now the key to this eyeshadow is you have to take very, very little amounts of it and then apply it. And then it gives you this even toned shimmer feel, and that looks luxe. But if you pick up too much of it, it looks extremely flaky on the eyes and like it's going to flake off, so that looks a little bit cheap. So just towards the center, I'm going to be using the Starlit Pot in the shade number 02, which I have already used this. Just taking a tiny amount of it, not too much. And then for my lower lash line, I'm going to be using this Rene Kajal in the shade Brown, which is a new launch, and I was so looking forward to this, and it was about time that they launched this because they make one of the best black kajals ever, and I use it pretty much every single time I'm getting ready, and this is also just as good. I've used this already a couple of times. Like I get asked in every video I've used this, what kajal is that? Because it looks beautifully brown. Just look at it. For mascara, I'm going to be using the Maybelline Bubble Colossal Mascara. And then for lips, I picked up these two lip liners from Maybelline, which a lot of you guys again asked me to try out. This is the Maybelline Lifter Liner in the shade Let's Bounce and Cross the Line. So first I'm going to be using the shade Cross the Line. This glided on nice and creamy. There's barely any transfer, it's because it's freshly applied, but the shade is nice, dark, cool toned brown. And then trying out the shade Let's Bounce. Beautiful nude. I think I can definitely reach out for this for an everyday purpose. And then for the for lips, I also have a lip tint. This one is from Tipsy Beauty. This is their Glacier Glow Plumping Lip Tint. I've heard so many good reviews about this. This is in the shade Frosted Fig. It has this kind of a tip, which I think a lot of people really appreciated. I don't know what's the deal with it. Let's try it out. So it does have a metal tip applicator, which makes it really nice and cooling to apply on the lips. And it does have sort of like that tingling sensation for that plumping effect. And I just love the way it feels on the lip. So I'll give it some time for this makeup and I will come back to you guys with my final take on these products. Hi, so I'm back and I have my opinion on a lot of these products. First up, the skin tint. I really like the formulation of this. I like how glowy it looks on my skin. I mean, you don't really have to use any glowy base products, but around my mouth and everything, I can see it to look borderline oily. So if you have oily skin, combination oily skin, want to wear this during the humid weathers, I would say no, it wouldn't work out for you. But even if you do set it really well, I think by like the 2.5-3 hour mark, it might look a little bit more oily. It's a very, very buildable product. I try to build it up quite a bit and I just loved the way it looked on my skin. Okay, and then the concealer, the color corrector, on the other hand, I would skip on this. It's just not for me. It's very drying formula. It just separates and it just looks very bad underneath the eyes, and it's not enough of a color corrector, especially if you have very like deep, dark, stubborn dark circles. Concealer is a soft matte finish, as the name suggests. And I'm not sure why brands are not working on concealers that can actually last really well underneath the eyes and still look good, like by the 2 hour mark, 3 hours mark. The first time I applied it, I noticed that my under eye area was starting to separate. Again, the usual thing that happens to me with most concealers, it started to look a little bit dry. It started to look like, you know, there was like this island formation, dry patches. So I had to reapply it again and touch it up, and now it looks good so far, but it's not the best concealer if you have dry skin and dry under eye area. I mean, there are brands that still have to perfect their concealer formation, and it necessarily doesn't have to be very high-end brands, because the Cancel concealer that I always recommend on my channel, it doesn't do that to me. It's just extremely long lasting and beautiful. Even like by the 5th hour, 6th hour mark, it still looks just as good as it was when it applied. It might fade away a little bit, but not too much. And that's a really affordable concealer. So price is not really the excuse here. And then this bronzer, I would say skip on it. It's not my favorite product I've tried out today. I feel like it's very lightly pigmented, so you have to build on it quite a bit. And once you start building on it, it just looks a little bit uneven and patchy. The shade is the shade is beautiful, however, but I don't know if I would like reach out for this just on its own as much, and would recommend this to you guys. If you want to try it out, you can, of course. I'm not like holding you back from trying out any product. The mask eyeshadows, they are good, but don't expect the same formulation like their duochrome eyeshadows, because that is something else. It's really smooth, foily, but looks beautiful. This one is a little bit chunky, so you have to use it with a very, very light hand. There will be shimmer particles that have a fallout on your face, like as and when the day progresses as well. So make sure to prime your eyes really well, use a light amount of it and blend it carefully, and then you get this beautiful eye look. So would I recommend this? Yes. It is really nice for the price, and if you use it the right way, you would still like find a lot of use out of these products. They have quite a few shades. I picked up 3 shades actually. Just 01, which looks like this, 02, and 6, which is a purplish kind of a shade, which I might use in future videos. And then what else did I try out? Yeah, the Renee Brown Kajal. I absolutely recommend this Kajal. It's really nice. Now, don't expect it to be extremely smudge proof or something, but it is very long wearing and it shows up very well on brown skin. So, nice kajal makes the brown in my eye pop so beautifully, and I absolutely love it for that. And then the lip liners, yes, I think you can try it out. They have beautiful shades, and it's about time that we try out a lot of lip liners that have different undertones. And this one is a little bit of a cool brown. This shade 01, and that is called Cross the Line, and 02 is a beautiful nude shade for everyday use. I really like it. But as much as you find lip liners with brown, like cool brown undertones, I also really like lip liners with little bit of a pink undertone, like a nude pink, that I can wear underneath most of my lip tints as well. So if there is a shade like that in this, I would definitely want to pick that up. The lip tint, I really like it actually. It's very nice formulation. I would just want to try out a different shade maybe. It does stain your lips really well. It is like not at all a drying formulation. It's very hydrating. It is plumping. It gives that very beautiful cooling sensation that lasts for a really long time even after I've taken out the lip tint. So this does stain a little bit, not a very intense stain, but does leave a beautiful stain, and it's quite hydrating. It's just that the shade I picked up, I'm not a very big fan of. I felt like it was looking a little bit different on my lips, especially if you have very dry lips. I think it would like look a little different, but the formulation is amazing. The applicator is so cooling and so nice to apply the product. So yeah, that's pretty much all of the products I wanted to talk to you guys about. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Do let me know what other videos you'd like to watch in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.